Imagine a time when the world was unknown, when vast oceans were unexplored and maps had blank spaces in them, labeled with a warning, "Here be dragons." Curiosity, the urge to know what lies beyond, to reach places which I once thought were impossible to reach. The same forces drives humanity to build space station, submarines and AI. But here is something which we rarely ask. What emotion fuels innovation? What pushes a scientist to design a Mars rover or an engineer to build an underwater submarine? Technology, it isn't just numbers, blueprints or algorithms. It is an extension of human desire. Every breakthrough we celebrate, be it in space travel, robotics or AI, began with a simple emotional question. What if? Think about it. The Wright brothers, they didn't just build an aircraft. They longed to fly. The Apollo 11 mission wasn't just hardcore physics. It was the thrill to touch the surface of the moon. Even the self-driving cars aren't just software. They are born from the human need for efficiency and freedom. And through this we can observe this pattern, which is valid in not just big innovation, but also in projects which you and I take part in during our lives. Last year, I found myself building an underwater vehicle for my technical team in university. The curiosity to test the limits of this project aided me and my team to compete in international ocean waters in Norway. The territory previously marked "Here be dragons" on our maps. We also received a special award in this competition. Through this, we realized that every invention holds an emotion at its core. But here is the challenge. We often see technology as something which is separate from us, as if it's cold, mechanical, and purely logical. But what if we recognize the emotion behind innovation? Here's where self-awareness comes in. If we understand why we create, we are able to shape technology more meaningfully. We stop chasing innovation for the sake of progress and start asking, what problem do we truly want to solve? When we realize that, so what really drives innovation? It's not just numbers, equations or lines of code. It is us. It's the raw human desire to push limits and answer the questions which keep us up at night. We have sent rovers to Mars not just because we could, but because we had to. Because something deep inside us yearned to know what is out there. We build AI not just for efficiency, but because we dream of creating something which is beyond ourselves. And if we recognize that behind every invention lies an emotion, a desire, we begin to see technology not as something which is different from us, but rather as an extension of who we are. The next time you witness a breakthrough, don't just ask how it works. Ask why it was created. Because the greatest discoveries won't just come from equations alone. They will come from the human spirit, the same spirit which for centuries has dared to ask, what's next? Thank you.